Welcome, my friends, to the coziest season of the year, autumn, as well as to the most mysterious and spooky month, October. Lately, it started to get really darker, colder, and crispier in the mornings and evenings here in Nuremberg, which means it is the best time for finally wearing colorful sweaters, drinking crazy amounts of tea, lighting candles, drawing some cozy fall themes, and of course, read. As some of you know, I love to spend my mornings while drawing or painting at home in my home studio, or outside in some cute little cafe while drinking tasty cappuccino. Cappuccino. But besides drawing, sketching, and playing with colors, I also love to read books, in the morning or in general throughout the whole day, outside in the park or in coffee houses, whenever and wherever I have time, till evening comes. So, in this vlog, I will share with you my cozy autumn book recommendations. Most of the books that I'm going to talk about I already read, but a few I can't wait to read, so let's start. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I read The Secret Garden just a few months ago, and I fell in love with it immediately. Although it is a children's book, there are some really profound messages in this book. The nature and animals are described in such a beautiful way. I really felt like I'm there with the main characters, playing in the secret garden, picking up flowers, and listening to the birds. The story is about a young orphan girl, Mary, who moves from India to moody, rainy Yorkshire to live there in a huge mansion with her mysterious uncle. Next book recommendation is Peter Pan by James Matthew Barrie. I mean, is it really necessary to talk much about this book? When I was a child, it was one of my favorite books and cartoons to read and watch, especially during this time of the year. Now, as an adult, I'm finding the book even more important and interesting to read, since many things I didn't understand back then as a child, the messages that Matthew Barrie, the writer, wanted to share with us. Definitely a must read. Now, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. For all the thriller mystery lovers out there, it is one of those books with very intriguing characters and plot that just keeps you sit and read until you're done. There is some dark psychology going on in the book between the main characters, psychotherapist and his silent patient, the woman called Alicia, who also happens to be a famous talented painter, which was for me a plus interesting fact to read this book. I enjoyed it very much. The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. Okay, this book I didn't read, but I can't wait to. I watched the cartoon many times, and I love the story of it. Set during French medieval Gothic time, Paris with its symbol cathedral Notre Dame, the book is filled with love and romance and historical facts and a description of nostalgic Paris streets and architecture. The book is a classic, and I honestly can't believe I didn't read it until now. We will for sure talk more about it in the future. Chocolate by Joanne Harris. Okay, so long ago, I watched the movie with handsome Johnny Depp and brilliant Juliette Binoche, and I just couldn't resist not buying a book. The story is, again, settled in France, and the book belongs to magical realism genre, which I really enjoy reading. The story starts when a woman named Vion Rocher brings her mysterious chocolate shop in the village in the south of France, and no one can resist her exquisite bonbons and pralines. But with each box of delicious dessert, there is always a unique private gift from Vion to her buyer. The images of handmade little pralines and the smell of tasty hot dark chocolate are already in my mind. If you are a chocolate lover, which most of us are, you will feel like in a dream while reading this book. The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This witchy, magical, historical thriller mystery is settled in the 18th century London, where an apothecary woman called Nella, after her tragical experience with the man whom she thought was love of her life, starts using her deep herbal and insect knowledge instead for healing purposes, for poison purposes, to help other women to free themselves from their bad husbands, fathers, men who hurt them. I love how Sarah described the streets of London during Georgian time, how she writes about loss and betrayal and love and passion and search for happiness and purpose in life. It is a perfect book for mysterious month of October. The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This book I still didn't read, but I plan to finally read it during this autumn. So, I read the fantasy novel American Gods by the same author, and I really enjoyed it, although there were some parts that I didn't like so much. But I heard so many good things about this spooky fantasy fiction horror, as the name says, The Graveyard Book, and I think I will like it. The book is about a boy who would be a perfectly normal boy if he wouldn't live in a graveyard, being raised and educated by ghosts, with a solitary guardian who belongs to neither the world of the living nor the world of the dead. Sounds very interesting. Now, another classical literature, Dracula, by Bram Stoker. There are numerous of movies and series based on this book, but of course, nothing can compare with real reading. I read the book long ago. I don't even remember it that good, but I really want to read it again till the end of this year. The book belongs to horror fiction fantasy genre. When Mr. Jonathan Harker visits Transylvania, Romania, to help Count Dracula with the purchase of a house in London, he makes a series of horrific discoveries about his client. Soon afterwards, mysterious, spooky and bizarre events start to happen. Fun fact, a few years ago, I traveled to Romania and I visited Dracula's castle. Spoiler alert, Dracula was not there. Next book recommendation is Wuthering Heights, classic novel by Emily Bronte. I watched one or two older movie adaptations of this novel, and I started reading the book in English a few months ago, but unfortunately for me, it is written in a very strong British language or dialect, and it was very hard for me to understand it, so I'm planning to buy a copy in Serbian and then read it. The book is famous for one of the most haunting love stories in English literature. It is about passion and suffering and family relations, and I can already vision a British countryside and teacups in beautiful mansions. So excited to read this one. And the last autumn book recommendation is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Olsen. Maybe not the most typical autumn book, but I read this book last autumn, and I remember how touchy and delicate the book was written, how the nature and insects and birds were described, how I felt like I'm there, sitting in a marsh in North Carolina together with the main character Kia. It is a fiction mystery romance. There is a murder to be solved till the end of the book. And the book gives heartbreak sad vibes, but also describes beautifully hope and prejudice and loss and loneliness and determination. All those feelings that we all experience from time to time. And now, my friends, before we start cooking pumpkin soup, since already a few weeks ago I had to say goodbye to my summer dresses and jump in my fall outfits, I will share with you my colorful sweater autumn collection that I worked on since many years. So let's get cozy, friends. This was fun. Now, for the end of this autumn vlog, after a small pumpkin shopping in the neighborhood, the moment has come to make a delicious, tasty pumpkin soup. Of course, with the help of a bit magic. There is no better comfort food in autumn than pumpkin soup, or anything with pumpkin in general. So, my dear friends, hope you enjoyed this cozy autumn vlog with me. I had a lot of fun and I'm very grateful for each one of you watching my video. Thank you for being here. Take care. Bye bye.